Hello and welcome to another edition of Charch Chat. I am Paul Charchian from LeagueSafe.com. Thanks for joining us here at Open Sports. Today it is a sneak attack passing game style. We're talking about some of the players that you wouldn't normally start this week, but whom you can this week. Some of these guys are going to be available to pick up off the waiver wire or generally backups so you can insert in your lineup. And this is a tough week because of all the buys and good quality teams on the buy. So a lot of people hitting the waiver wire hard. Here's some of the guys you could look at starting this week. We begin with JT O'Sullivan. He has thrown so far 0, then 1, then 2 touchdown passes in his 3 games so far. So increasingly, if he can just keep with that trend, we're looking at 3 touchdown passes. Although I don't know that that'll happen. New Orleans has allowed touchdown passes in 22 of its last 23 games, so it feels like there's no way O'Sullivan gets shut out here. So you can start O'Sullivan confident that they're going to get at least 1, if not 2 touchdown passes. And the Saints brought back Mike McKenzie and Randall Gay, who had been hurt for a long time. They played cornerback last week, and they promptly got torched. And so, even with those 2 guys back, I'm not sure the Saints secondary is really that good. And so a good opportunity here for JT O'Sullivan. You can start him. The other quarterback I want to mention, really, it's kind of a two-parter, a tandem here. Trent Edwards and Josh Reed, a receiver that you can pick up for sure and has a really good chance of a good game here. So let's start with Trent Edwards, part of this, obviously both on the Bills. I could really talk about any quarterback who's going up against the Rams. So first, it's the opponents, the Rams. They've allowed the most points in the league. They've already allowed 7 touchdown passes, and it would have been more if Matt Hasselbeck wouldn't have been up by 100 points at halftime. So, this is obviously a very bad secondary, and Fakir Brown's out now, and so it's secondary in flux as well as everything else. And so then, all right, you already know Josh Reed is somebody that's going to be available. Lee Evans is gone, but Josh Reed actually has more catches than Lee Evans does right now. And St. Louis, I mentioned they ranked 30th against the pass. They've allowed the most points. They've allowed the second most passing touchdowns. And so you could start Josh Reed as sort of a very, very deep, sneaky sleeper this week. And the last guy I want to mention on our sneak attack passing game edition is Matt Jones. Now, Jacksonville to this point has been an inconsistent offense because of that offensive line play, and we've seen David Garrard get dropped outright in a lot of leagues because he's not getting any protection back there, and he's getting killed, and he's not throwing touchdowns. And but the Jacksonville Jaguars go up against Houston this week. There's not a lot of talent in that secondary. I don't need to tell you that. Hines Ward lit them up in the opener, and then they had the bye week, and then Justin McCarron's even put up 90 yards on him from a horrible passing offense at Tennessee. So Matt Jones, a nice threat here. He has twice as many catches and receiving yards as the next closest Jaguar wide receiver. So got that going for him as well. So here's my official 4 plays for our sneak attack for this coming weekend, week 4. JT O'Sullivan, Trent Edwards, Josh Reed, and Matt Jones. There you go. Thank you for watching Charch Chat here at Open Sports.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.